Hello, everybody. Chris Rice Killatia here at PAX South 2019 with John. How are you doing tonight?
Pretty good, Chris. How about you?
Doing good. And we're taking a look at the game. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Stygian, Reign of the Old Ones.
Okay, and tell a little bit about the world of the game.
Of course. You know, Stygian, we define the game as a Lovecraftian computer role-playing game of horror, loss, and madness. It takes place in a devastated 1920s New England setting. And I can say that, you know, it's a deeply narrative RPG that, you know, every decision that you make, whether in the character creation or throughout the game, will have a direct impact on the story and the outcome of the events that you find yourself in.
Okay, in the demo I just played, I was playing like this as a safari-looking dude, but you can also create different characters for the game as well.
Definitely. You know, like we're designing this game with, you know, high replayability in mind. So like even with the demo you can create, you know, really different builds and see how the approaches to certain challenges of the game will change.
Yeah, in the demo I teamed up with that guy that was kind of like looking for me at first, and then another ghoulish figure joined my party as well. How many different kinds of parties members can we have throughout the game?
We call them companions. The disfigured character you mentioned is the outsider, which is the, you know, protagonist of the Lovecraft story, the outsider. And the other character that you mentioned is Eduardo Carnela, and he is a henchman. The difference between companions and the henchmen is you pay for the loyalty of the henchman with your precious cigarettes, and cigarettes are the new currency in Arkham. But with companions, somehow, you know, your path just, you know, intersects with those characters, and, you know, they join you, and they may have their own agenda, but they will walk with you until a certain point, let's say.
Okay, I'm not sure if you ever played the game, but the way the combat is played out kind of reminds me of a game called Luna, where you got like position your characters to a certain point and then use your attacks from there.
You know, our main inspiration behind the combats of the game is Fallout, the first Fallout games. You know, we really like the action point system, you know, that kind of depth allowed to the player to, you know, move, count their moves, count their, you know, actions, shoots, you know, taking cover, etc. And, you know, from a map perspective, we have designed our combat scenarios modeled after Heroes of Might and Magic series, like with a hex grid system, and, you know, we basically wanted to, you know, mix those two different combat elements into one.
Cool. And how long do you expect the average gamer to be able to complete the game?
15 to 20 hours, sir.
Okay, and
there's a lot of replayability, of course.
Yeah, because there are a lot of replayability and that. But kind of like, because there is an option to do different paths throughout the game.
You know, every challenge in the game can be approached from a couple of, you know, different ways, such as, you know, actually we have a design philosophy for that. Yeah, we call them the approaches, and they, you know, they break into 3 separate groups. One, so for each challenge in the game, there is a physical approach, which, you know, consists of 4 skills such as melee, firearms, survival, and athletics. We have the cunning approach, which is the investigation, the speechcraft, stealth, and I remember the other one. And we have educated approach, which is medicine, science, occult, and psychology. So every challenge in the game has, you know, at least a physical approach, a cunning approach, and an educated approach. And there is also another approach that you can, you know, overcome a challenge, but with losing something. It's maybe either losing cigarettes, losing sanity, losing health, you know, having a curse, whatever. So, you know, think about this, you know, from a wider perspective. each playthrough will be pretty different for every type of character.
Right, and we played it on a PC, obviously. Was there any other platforms planned as well, or is it just PC exclusive?
Mac and Linux too.
Okay, and when can we expect the game to be released?
To the end of this year.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Johnny.
Thank you, sir.
I enjoyed the game, and you did a very good job.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, and keep it here for more Pack South coverage.